factor by grouping, and somewhere I would put on there it's 4 terms only. And this is probably the easiest factoring because really it's usually just GCF and just one more step before that. All right, so the first one, 2xy plus 12x. Remember, it's a little bit longer because there's 4 terms. Okay, so the reason we call it factor by grouping. Oh man, that was pretty. Factor by groupings because I'm going to group the first 2 together, and I'm going to group the second 2 together. Okay, and look where I put this parentheses. It's in front of this addition sign. A lot of people want to put it in between the plus and the 7, which works for this kind, but doesn't work in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to, if you look at all 4 of these, there's nothing you can take out. But once I group them, I'm going to take out a GCF of each group. So after you group, you're going to take out a GCF of each group. So look at this first group here. What's common that I can take out just in this parentheses? 2x. Okay, so you look at the 2 and the 12 and say, okay, I can take out a 2. I can take out an x, but I can't take out a y. So I take out a 2x. So let's write what's left. If I divide each term by 2x, I get a y. The 2's and the x's cancel, plus 6. Because the x's cancel, 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay, so there's the GCF of the first one. Now we do it again over here. So what can I take out between 7 and 42? 7. If this is positive, this is going to be positive. Okay, because it's all one continuous term or polynomial. So I want to just write plus 7. What else can I take out? A w. Good. So I'm going to divide each piece by 7w. The 7's cancel, the w's cancel, and I get y. 42 divided by 7 is 6. Now on Monday, we did some like this. So what happens when you factor by grouping is these 2 pieces should be exactly the same. If they're not, something is wrong. You didn't take out the right number or a negative or something like that. So the ones we did on Monday, we took out this piece that was the same. So if I take out the y plus 6, which means this is gone and this is gone, what's left? Perfect. So once I take this part out in the parentheses, it's gone, and I have the leftover pieces, 2x plus 7w, and that's it. So I would say this is one of the easiest factoring, except that when you get to the test, you're like, there's 4 terms, what do I do with this? So just remember, 4 terms, factor by grouping. Number 2. Okay, so what do you do first? Before I look for GCF, though, I'm going to, group them. So I'm going to group the first 2, and I'm going to group the second 2. So now, in the first set of parentheses, I want you to see, look and see what you can take out of the first and then the second. Once you think you have it, you can check yours with mine. So if you're still struggling with this part, just the GCF, then please make sure you come and see me, because that's the first step to any of these problems that we're gonna do, is always look for GCF. The next thing on factoring by grouping is it's nice that you can always look because these should be the same, so that should help you a little bit. So take that same part out, which should be 3a minus 2b, and then what's left over? Perfect, 5c plus 3. And that's it. Are you ready for number 3? We're only doing, I think, 5 total. Okay, number 3. Okay, so group the first two. Be careful here, make sure you group that in front of the minus sign. Okay, what can you take out of the first one? An x. So when I take out an x, I am dividing by an x on both pieces. So I'm left with x plus